Nutrition fact. About 16 servings per container. Huh. Oh, hey. You caught me at a bad time. You see, I know there's peanuts in here, and I know what flavor they are, but I'm reading the back before I get to the front because I don't want to be surprised if I find out that they're too fatty or too salty. I mean, they are peanuts after all, which makes me think, why don't we watch movies from back to front? Yeah, you know what? Uh, how can we never sit back and watch movies from back to front? You know what I'm talking about, ladies? You know what I'm talking about? We need to start watching movies in reverse form because you know what? That's when they get good. You start the part where you know where the thing has happened and it's good at the end, and then you go to the middle. You're like, oh, I'm scared, but I know what happened, and then you get to the beginning when everything's fine. You know what I'm saying, y'all? That's been my time. All right, I'll see y'all later. Here we go.
It's news time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
Welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the post-credits news that you didn't know about. Not really news, because there's no news to report. I have a big stickler thing. A big grievance to take up with modern-day movies. You see, too many of them have post-credit scenes. I just watched Air Force One, this is true, for the first time on Thanksgiving Day. And you know what? It was fantastic. The movie just ends. The plane lands, or crashes really, and Harrison Ford gets out, kisses his wife and his daughter, and then the credits start rolling at super fast speed. It just happens like that. I just want movies to get back to that. Why do we always have to wait after the credits or even during the credits to see, oh, here's a funny little stinger that doesn't really mean much, or in terms of the Marvel movies, here's something that'll matter in 16 years. I mean, it's stupid how much we have to do. I mean, I love watching credits, and you put a little animation in the credits and everything. I would just sit there and enjoy it, but I don't want to have to sit there and see that Hercules is at the end of this Thor movie, and it's played by an actor who only reached prominence within the last 2 years. So that sounds like a slight, and it kind of is. Anyway, post-credit scenes have actually been around for a long time. They stem from encores back in the early 1900s when they were doing the old talkies, silent films, and then they became talkies. But then they fell out in favor, this comes from Wikipedia, of in the 1920s of like dramatic movies and everything. And we used to get, them seldomly we would get these post-credit scenes or mid-credit scenes. Like in 1979, the Muppet movie, when it was as if all of the Muppets were sitting there watching that Muppet movie, because I just recently watched Muppets Take Manhattan. That's the sequel to the Muppet movie, and it was they did their show, and the show was good, and then it's like they made a movie, and they're Muppets, and then Muppets Take Manhattan. They all want to go to Manhattan to see if they could take their show to Broadway, and it's a whole funny device that they use. Same thing for Airplane. It had a thing that referred back to the taxi cab. The producers had one. Mystery Science Theater, which is a TV show, had its own type thing. But now every movie has one. Pirates of the Caribbean, Napoleon Dynamite, all those Marvel movies, the Matrix movies, Annabelle. A lot of Pixar movies have these after credit stingers that just sometimes work, sometimes don't. But in the end, is the laugh worth it? Is the one thing, is the tease worth it? Like seeing that the Guardians will return in 2019 and 2048, is that I reached way too far with that one, and way too early for the other one. But is it really worth it in the end? Is it worth it to see Dory or an octopus, push its way past something and still be stuck in the ball? Oh yeah, all the fish at the end of Finding Nemo, they were stuck in the balls, those plastic balls that they escaped in, and they were like, we're free, and they're like, what do we do now? And is that worth it? I mean, it's memorable, I guess. But in the end, you know, post-credit scenes, do they do anything? Do they help you enjoy the thing more? No, they don't. But I do see the merit in having them. They help you set up, you know, sequels, or they give you just a little bit more time, and they, quite frankly, it could be a scene that just didn't fit in with the movie. So there you go. I mean, when growing up, movies, you know, early 2000s, late 90s, they used, when I say movies, comedy movies used to just have like outtakes. So that was good to me at that time. But I don't know. Maybe we need to move past having post credit scenes. It's just, I don't think they really add anything. But if they add something to your life, then so be it. Hey, speaking of adding things to your life, why don't you add this subscription? Subscribe. Check out more other videos. If you want to go to the website, cpluscomedy.com, to see all your favorite comedians talk to me, or me talk to them rather, then be my guest. Oh, please be my guest. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at cpluscomedy. Follow me at Chad Black White. Listen to the Constitutionals podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And you know what? Maybe this is the time we have a post-credit scene. No? All right. Let's try it.